NBA pioneer Jason Collins discloses stage 4, glioblastoma, 46-year-old diagnosis. One morning in July 2025, Jason Collins realized he had forgotten how to tie his shoes. He was 46 years old, still strong enough to bench press more than most guys half his age, still tall enough to reach the top shelf without a step stool, and still the same composed, considerate behemoth who had revolutionized the NBA in 2013 by coming out as homosexual. However, he stood in his Los Angeles closet that morning and gazed at his trainers as if they were written in a different language. He made 3 attempts. Like water, the laces glided between his fingertips. That was the initial indication. The man who had formerly committed whole defensive playbooks to memory was unable to recall his meal in a matter of days. He would stop talking in the middle of a phone call. He would enter a room and stand there, perplexed, unable to recall his motivation. Brunson Green, his husband, was the first to notice. Then Jaron, his twin brother. The physicians came next. In August, a CT scan revealed the monster, a lemon-sized stage 4 glioblastoma, deep within his left frontal lobe, with tentacles already spreading through wet concrete like roots. Not functional, hostile. Jason Collins had never experienced a terrible day in his life, and the type of tumor that gives you 12 to 15 months on a good day. Up until now. With Brunson on one side and Jaron on the other, Jason sat in the neurologist's office and heard the words that no athlete ever wants to hear. Radiation. Chemotherapy. A clinical trial, perhaps. However, we are discussing months rather than years. He refrained from crying. He didn't become angry. What's the game plan? Was the same question he asked every coach who had ever questioned him, and he just turned to face the doctor. Jason Collins has lived his whole life like that. Determine the strategy. Put the plan into action. While you are at it, create history. He accomplished this at Stanford, where he anchored one of the top college front courts of the early 2000s and graduated with honors. He accomplished this in the NBA, building a 13-year career as the perfect role player, never the star, but always the player you wanted on your team when it mattered the most. He penned the Sports Illustrated cover story that started, "I'm a 34-year-old NBA center," on April 29, 2013. "My race is black. I'm also gay." He became the first openly homosexual man to play in any of the 4 major American sports leagues when he took the court for the Nets that evening. He's doing it once more now. Glioblastoma doesn't give a damn if you made the first team of the Pac-10. It makes no difference if you blocked shots for the Celtics or participated in the finals with the Nets. It doesn't matter that you made a difference in the world by having the courage to be who you are in front of everyone. It simply becomes bigger. Because Jason's tumor is the worst sort, it cannot be safely removed without taking half of his personality with it. Parts of his speech, his memory, and the effortless grace that allowed him to go through life as if everything had been staged have already been stolen. However, it hasn't taken away his battle. The only FDA-approved combination that buys any time at all is temozolomide chemotherapy combined with daily radiation for 6 weeks. He began regular treatment right away. His hair fell out. He shed 20 pounds. When the convulsions began, he was temporarily unable to drive. He never lost his voice, though. He continues to wear his old Nets practice jersey because it still fits barely, and he shares updates from the infusion chair every week. He makes a joke about how the radiation mask resembles the cage of a hockey goaltender. He gives specific thanks to the nurses. He assures his followers, who number over 1 million and continue to grow, that while fear is common, quitting up is not an option. His house has been transformed into a battleground by him and Brunson. The walls are covered in whiteboards with side effect trackers, doctor contacts, and trial names. Jaron came in to assist. The kitchen smells like medical marijuana sweets and ginger tea because, while nausea is a constant, appetite is a need when attempting to maintain a 7-foot frame. Jason is doing everything that the textbooks claim won't last very long, as well as everything that hasn't been written yet. For dendritic cell therapy, he took a plane to Germany. He is on the waiting list for a Boston CAR-T trial that has never been used to treat glioblastoma. He's taking high-dose vitamin C and ketamine infusions for depression because, well, why the hell not? He keeps a notebook every night, meditates twice a day, and is constantly coming up with new methods to tell the people that matter most how much he loves them. He is familiar with the figures. The statistics, field goal percent, rebound average, and survival rate have always been familiar to him. He simply won't let the last one to define who he is. Because Jason Collins has dedicated his entire life to disproving people. They said he was too sluggish to play in the NBA. He lived for 13 years. He was informed that a gay man couldn't succeed in professional athletics. He permanently altered the discourse. He is now being told 12 to 15 months. Watch me, he adds, flashing the same serene smile that he had on the night he was born. He continues to perform push-ups till his arms tremble every morning. Even though the words come more slowly, he still uses FaceTime to deliver bedtime stories to his nieces and nephews, doing all the voices. Every night, he continues to kiss Brunson as if it were the first time. Jason Collins is 46 years old. His glioblastoma is in stage 4, and despite everything, he is still very much alive. The time is running out. However, the guy who instilled courage in a generation is imparting another lesson to us, how to live each moment as if it were overtime and the score was knotted. Jason, we support you, all the way. With the ball in his hands and the clock ticking down, Jason Collins is dying the way he lived. He is 46. He has stage 4 glioblastoma, the same illness that killed Ted Kennedy, John McCain, and Beau Biden. The tumor cannot be removed. The tentacles are growing. 12 to 15 months is the median survival time. Additionally, Jason Collins continues to share films from the radiation chair, make jokes about the mask resembling a catcher's mitt, and tell his husband Brunson, "I love you" every night as if it were the first time. Since he is just that, he is the NBA player who came out as gay despite everyone's predictions that it would ruin his career. After that revelation, he continued to play for an entire season, demonstrating that courage is a way of life, rather than a single event. He's doing it once more now. Because of his severe depression, he is receiving ketamine infusions. The normal treatment is insufficient, so he is taking a plane to Germany for dendritic cell therapy. Why not swing for the fences when you're already down 3-0 in the 9th? Is why he is on a waiting list for CAR-T trials that have never been tested on glioblastoma. His hair had fallen out. He has shed 25 pounds. When the seizures occur, he can no longer drive. He still has a voice, though. He provides an update each week, not out of sympathy, for a reason. If your headaches don't go away, he wants you to have an MRI. When the doctor says, "Let's watch and wait," he encourages you to ask the difficult questions. He wants every Black man who believes that real men don't cry to witness a 7-foot former NBA player discuss dread while yet choosing hope. He's familiar with the figures. The numbers have always been familiar to him. However, Jason Collins has beaten the numbers all of his life. For the league, he was too sluggish. He lived for 13 years. He was too old to leave. He altered the course of history. They are now informing him that it will take 12 to 15 months. "I've got time left on the shot clock," he says with that same serene, tranquil smile. He is not requesting miracles. He's merely requesting a few minutes. Brunson's hand was held for minutes. He spent minutes teaching his nieces how to box out and telling any child who ever felt different that being unique is the only thing that has ever made a difference in the world. In the same manner that he executed every move on the court, Jason Collins is directing the final act of his life. Full pace. I have no regrets. Every heart. The buzzer is about to sound. However, the game doesn't end until it does. Jason Collins, too, he remains in it. Big man, you are loved. Continue to fight. We are with you right now, each and every second.